So I turned 24 last week. Damn, that number is starting to sound really serious. But yeah, this year was a year of massive ups and also massive downs. Phases of absolute bliss and phases of what felt like pure darkness. In this maze and overall just shitstorm of a year, I found myself repeatedly asking what actually makes me happy. To be honest, this question was proving a lot more difficult to answer than I thought, because it is kind of a question that you ask yourself as long as you can remember, because in a way that's the end goal. So it was kind of surprising to me that I didn't have a formulated, full-fledged answer to that question. And to be honest, I still don't, which is what makes this whole thing so interesting. In an attempt to answer this question though, I started writing down some things that I know I want to do and I know that I will enjoy doing when I do them. For me personally, these are things like getting my skydiving license, learning to kite surf, doing a proper road trip, or seeing a Formula 1 race in person. I realized that if I don't choose to live my life the way that I want to and chase these experiences, I really only have myself to blame for it. I would bet that some of you guys feel that same motivation, that same responsibility to live the way that you want to rather than fulfill expectations of other people or just generally society, which is why I'm starting this new series called Let's Live. So let me explain. The idea behind Let's Live is to go out there at least once a month and do some kind of activity or experience that makes you feel alive. The series itself will be me doing one of those experiences and uploading it on the first of every month. But hey, less talking. This is episode 1 of Let's Live, exploring Portugal and living life to the fullest. So, what happened on our trip to Portugal? Well, for the first day in Portugal, we decided to drive to Sintra, a region here in the south of Portugal. What's this one called?
I don't even know, man.
Why do we never know where we are? This one is called Castelo dos Muros. It's pretty beautiful, as you can see by the drone shots that are being shown on screen now. And this morning, we also went to an epic scenery by the beach.
Epic!
The following day we explored Lisbon and then started heading down south where the majority of our trip would take place, the Algarve. The first city that we visited there was this surfer beach town called Sagres. Now Sagres is definitely a place that I would like to come back someday. It is known for its surfer vibe, its cool cafes and nice little restaurants, and to be honest I could definitely imagine staying there for a while, surfing, working in cafes and just enjoying the sun. Alright. We are now on the way to go find my parents. By the way, Max is also here.
Maybe you should let me drive.
Maybe I should. Enough space, you think?
Yeah.
With the guy in front?
Yeah, for sure.
What? You can drive a manual car? We are now looking at the sunset with this beautiful lighthouse in front of us.
Yes.
And the lighting is pretty cool. We are just enjoying the evening all together.
Say hello, guys.
Say hello.
Hey.
And enjoying life the way it's supposed to be. Do you think you could jump?
Yeah, it's safe. Jump? Okay. Survive? I don't know.
Now after Sagres, we decided to start driving towards Albufera, which is another small town in the south of Portugal. And to get there, we drove along some super beautiful coasts. All right, we have now headed to the other area here in the south of Portugal, which is near the city of Lagos. And I just flew my drone for these amazing drone shots. We're going to go explore some beaches now and just enjoy the sun and the warmth, because in Germany at the minute, it's not that warm. So every moment in the sun is a blessing. I'm having a lot of fun here flying my drone. One of my absolute favorite things in Albufera was going for a hike along the coast, because it was just unbelievably beautiful. And the whole time there were different beaches where you could just climb down to and swim if you wanted to, even though the water was bloody cold. Just watch the footage. We just did around a 3 or 4 hour hike in the sun. And every time that I do something like that, I realize how important the sun is for getting into a good mood, because I feel like afterwards, you just feel a lot better about yourself, about life, about your body. It just feels like it needs that for energy. So I slept super bad last night, but we are still here anyways, 6:45 in the morning, watching the sunrise, listening to the sound of the waves, and it is very beautiful. As you can see, the sun is rising, and this is kind of exactly what I mean to do with this series. It's not always going to be a skydive. It doesn't have to be something spectacular every time. It's about getting out of your comfort zone, doing something very small but still very nice that you know makes you feel alive. And this is something that I know makes me feel alive, is going into nature, watching the sunrise and enjoying the moment. And yeah, get out there, live your life. Another thing that was absolutely amazing about Portugal was that the prices were actually not that expensive. Compared to the rest of Europe or other travel destinations like Costa Rica or even the Philippines, Portugal was not so bad in terms of pricing when it came to food, accommodation, and activities. Plus, the food was really good, and so I would recommend eating out every once in a while. Now, lastly, probably the most important thing of the entire trip was actually being there with my family, because honestly, which is kind of in line with this video, I noticed that by spending time with my family, I just fuel up on so much energy. It feels like I'm regenerating, I am recovering, and overall, I just really enjoy the time when I'm spending it with my family. Call me old-fashioned, call me cheesy, but that's just the way that I feel personally. And so that was probably the most important thing about this whole trip, was that the three of them were also there. So I'm super grateful that we all found the time to go to Portugal. We are now watching the sunset at a beach in the south of Portugal, and honestly, this ocean is so spectacular, so beautiful. And it's moments like these that make me really appreciate traveling, living life, you know, just sitting back, relaxing, enjoying the moment and not thinking about much else, which honestly for me is pretty tough sometimes to just stop thinking. I am the type of person to think a lot, to always be thinking about every step 10 times and trying to plan my whole life, when in actual fact these moments are what life is all about, just forgetting about everything and being present. There's a quote that I heard the other day, which is a little bit cliche, but I'm gonna read it anyways because it's my YouTube channel and it's my series. So the quote is, "Being alive is easy, but truly living, that's the challenge." So with that quote, I want to challenge some of you guys to go out and do more of the things that make you feel alive. Let's live.